Hi, I'm Joe Lazou. Welcome back to KCZIN. Today's discussion is about exactly how close are we to get involved in a nuclear warfare within Ukraine and Russia. How serious is that? Well, the best indicator that we have right now is that, of course, you know that Russia has continued to invade into the country of Ukraine. However, the most important entry that they have is coming from the country of Belarus, which is northeast of the country. And as a matter of fact, it's the closest entry that goes directly into the capital of Kiev. And it's about 40 miles away from Kiev. And that's really important because that's the main point that actual Putin is promoting. So here's what happened. Ever since the invasion, there has been a lot of back and forth between the two forces. However, Putin just took it one step further with threatening nuclear action. And when he made that statement, the next following day, the president of Belarus, which gave him entry into the country, gave a complete new approach to the country's previous status of not having nuclear weapons. And what they did, they had an immediate referendum. It's like we call it snap referendum. And one day, people went out and voted, should Belarus become a nation that has nuclear weapons? Because at that moment, it was considered a non-nuclear status. So they wanted to remove that non-nuclear status. In that referendum, it came back with 65% of the people saying, yes, we need to get rid of the non-nuclear status. Bingo. And there you have it. Now, Russia has a country that they can bring aboard the nuclear weapons in that country as a launching pad to actually get those missiles out, which is only 40 miles away from the capital of the Ukraine, of Kiev. And this is exactly now perhaps the pivotal of all what's happening in that war. If this is the case and the talks don't go any further, there will be nuclear action. It's very probable that it will happen. It won't happen in a major catastrophic weapon as far as the nuclear warhead is concerned. They use the minimal warhead, which has just regional impact, not the entire nation of Ukraine. However, the results on the people is going to be very catastrophic, even at a small level mega when it comes to power of a nuclear warhead. So this is what we're facing, and this is what the Ukraine is facing, and that's quite a whole different perspective. However, Russia is in a position to make that decision, and there's a lot of reasons why Russia is willing to do that. And when you go into the background as to Belarus, why is the country Belarus so supportive of Russia? Remember, these were all countries. Belarus used to be part of the USSR when it was in place. So a lot of these people are closely tied to Russia. They've been Russians in terms of a very long time. And that's why you have some of the places in the Ukraine that are actually involved in becoming part of Russia, even though the Ukraine doesn't want them to do that. So just to give you some quick ideas of what is going to take place, more than likely, there will be an immediate launching of nuclear missiles at low level because the talks are not going to lead anywhere unless there's this big change from Ukraine to surrender. Remember, Ukraine did not want to meet in Belarus, a pro-Russian country. The people that make the decisions, that's where they meet in negotiation, is the nation that's ahead, the nation that has the power. And he had to submit to that. So that's one huge concession that he has lost because he was trying to get Putin to meet them in a NATO country, which he absolutely refused to do that. And now he had to accept meeting them in Belarus. The worst place for the Ukraine to meet is Belarus, who is the strongest ally in this battle for Russia and will now allow the country to bring aboard nuclear missiles to go attack their nation. So it doesn't matter what's happening in the battlefield right now. Doesn't matter if they're winning or losing. everything's going to change once they drop that first bomb into Ukraine. And at that moment, more than likely, there will be a surrender from the president of the Ukraine.